Alright guys, we are out here at the home shop, and you've obviously seen the title of the video, so you know exactly what we're doing. Now, I don't say I do a lot of filming, but there's videos that get filmed and they get in and out of order. So you may have seen some videos where I'm like, don't know if I'm gonna do the channel and all this kind of stuff. Well, I mean, we're still doing the channel. That's obvious. I mean, I haven't put any of those videos up yet, so I don't know what the reactions are going to be. So this is, whatever. And maybe I've already done a State of the Union saying, hey, whatever, explanation time or this or that. Anyway, so we're, we're still plugging along. It's whatever. Nobody cares. Anyway. More exciting news is that we've got the Blue Dragon. It's up on jack stands. I've already jacked it up, and we're going to change the clutch. Sadly to say, this car sits out. I don't even know why it's sitting out. I mean, of all the cars that I've got, this is a car that should be in the shop or out at the facility, yet it's sitting here in the. I know I'm that guy that's got the 69 Mach 1 428 Cobra Jet, and one day I'm gonna restore it, and I believe that. And then 30 years later, it's rotted into the ground, and I gave up. So I'm not that guy technically, but I have been letting this car sit out. So the main thing that has been holding, how you like this packaging? Oh, hey, got a razor blade right here. And you may notice my main man Walter's under here. He's hanging out. Callie is in the house chilling. So we've got a clutch. Now this isn't anything fancy, and in all honesty, I'm a total cheapskate. So this will be interesting to see how this works out, because this is one of those eBay specials. And I'm skeptical of these, but we're gonna see how it works out. Got a mostly metal throw, Barry. Sorry, you may not. The audio may be a little weird because I got my back turned to you. I'm sorry, I haven't got my clip-on mic yet. Okay. Oh, yeah. This is some high class stuff right here. You gotta be careful. I got a VFN pin on hood. Oh, hey. Wow. And with pilot bearing. Huh. Okay. Here's our disc. One of the things that we'll probably do, and I may show that, clip it in or whatever, is that we'll measure the thickness. See how thick it is? Like I say, it's 26 splines, so we need a 26 spline. Oh. Even came with an alignment tool. That doesn't work that well. Okay, well, I've got an alignment tool of my own that I'll double check. Oh, it says GM26. That I'll double check, and I'll also double check this on the transmission. I don't know. Well, I'm already a little skeptical. So, I don't know. We'll see how it all works out. Yes, got it. And we got one or two other little things to, I know I'm just rambling, to go along with it. The car has an aluminum flywheel in it now. I'm probably not going to put that back in. I'm going to use it on something else. And we've got basically a Cobra Flywheel that's already been surfaced. Got that from David, and it's like 17 pounds. It's a little lighter than the stock one. It's kind of a catch-22 between the aluminum flywheel and the factory flywheel because of the weight. I mean, I won't get into a whole thing about it, but needless to say, I've done this a couple times in this particular car. I've never seen a performance advantage with the aluminum flywheel. Zero performance advantage. So it hasn't technically been slower, but it definitely hasn't been faster. Fortunately, I bought mine used, so I didn't have a big investment in it. Road race guys love them. Drag racing, it depends on the combination as always. So, all right, well, that's what we're doing. That's what we got. It's a bunch of garbage, so may do a little work. All right, see you guys in a few minutes. There it is, guys. The old Astro A5 is laying on the floor. So, say I need to double check and make sure my hand puppet is really dirty. Make sure the clutch disc fits okay, and crap, I don't have my, I'll have to do something about that alignment tool. That's no bueno. Anyway, now the fun part begins. We've got a QuickTime bell housing in this thing. It's got like 800,000 bolts holding it in, so you know, but that's all we're going to do for this afternoon. Just get the transmission out, so you know, make us feel like we've done something. So anyway, all right, we'll see you guys in the next clip. Okay, guys, we have got a we are good to go on the splines. Like I say, I'm a little skeptical of this disc and this clutch assembly. You know, if it gives me a year or two of service, maybe I'll call that good. But in all honesty, I don't think I would buy this again. I hate to say it, I'd pony up the money and maybe buy something a little better. I don't know. We didn't pay much for it. Like I say, I don't even think it's $150. I think it was actually less than that. It's been a while since I bought it, probably 4 or 5 months, maybe longer. But yeah, you know, I'm a little skeptical, but we'll see. If it lasts, it lasts. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I mean, you know, hey, that's how we find out stuff the hard way. We got our QuickTime bell housing out. And we've got our clutch out. Yeah, I think, oh yeah, we got all the good out of this one. So I'll measure it just out of curiosity. But yeah, we got everything out of this one, I believe. So, all right, so I gotta pull the flywheel off, and then we got some other stuff to do today. So that will probably, heck, I gotta see if I gotta, I think I can get the flywheel off. It's got 12-point ARP stuff. Anyway, we got this. This is it. We got it out. Yay. All right, here's our spec flywheel. It is aluminum. Like I say, we're gonna, man, that thing's been through hell. Woo. We'll get it turned. We could, I don't know if we'll buy a new insert. We'll have to talk to Yoda and see what he says. But we're not going to put this back in. We're going to use it on something else. So let me show you what we're going to put in. Here we go. A freshly turned Cobra Flywheel. They use these, I believe 93, 94, 95 for sure. And, well, I say for sure. But they're a little bit lighter than factory. They're probably about 4 or 5 pounds lighter. I actually weighed this one and weighed a stock one. It was like 4 pounds difference. So if you take into account scale and accuracy, it's about 17 pounds. So anyway, it's been surfaced. We've also got a dowel kit and pressure plate bolt kit, but we'll reuse our ARP stuff. So that's what we're putting back in. And like I say, we've done the back and forth between aluminum and steel and seen no gain or loss. So since this one's already freshly turned and I want to use the aluminum, hand puppet is staying dirty, and I want to use the aluminum with something else, that's going in. So all right, well, I guess I'll get back to work. Here's my helpers. Yeah, Walter, not much of a helper. There's the mighty Cheese Puff. Cheese Puff runs the show out in the yard. She does what she wants to do whenever she wants to do it. As you can tell, she just lays out in the middle of the yard. She's crazy. It's Growler. We took Growler and got her fixed and got her ear clipped as a community cat, so people will know that she's not capable of having children. We've been doing some modification. We've got a slide hammer here. Our pilot bearing was destroyed, and man, it has given us a fit getting that thing out. So We're trying. We had this is a puller that we had. We had broken an arm off of it, so that's not going to work for us. We did that a while back. I'd forgotten. But anyway, we're trying to get our slide hammer where we can get it in the notch there and maybe try and get that thing out. It's in there. So we'll get it at some point, though. There it is, guys. Liquid gold. Got some Mountain Dew. Woo! Woo! I'll be quiet. The neighbors get excited late in the afternoon. All right, we went to Harbor Freight and we got the finest 3-jawed pilot bearing puller that the Chinese are capable of producing. Always wear approved safety goggles. Yeah, so we're probably gonna have to do a little grinding on it like we did before on our other one and to get it fixed. But never fear, because we have some of this right here. That's right, baby. Human evolution. So, all right, let's not get excited yet. Let's get this ground down. Let's get that pilot bearing out. That thing is kicking my rear. You're doing a great job, Walter. Great job. Thanks, Pop. What? All right, guys, we got it out. We had to do some modification. You usually have to do some mods to these things when you get them. You basically got to file down to actually put a point on these jaws. We just put it in the vise, filed it down. You usually got to file it down to get it to fit in, and you got to put a point on these jaws because they're actually really sloped and they just don't want to grab. So anyway, our little $16 our little $16 puller. We used our 20% off coupon. I say 16, maybe it's $17. Who cares? It got the job done. Woo. Pilot bearing is in. Having some starter issues, and we pulled it off real quick. We're going to check it and see what's going on. Well, see how it works just on battery power, and if it is fragged or whatever. I don't think we have a spare laying around. So just to get us by real quick, we'll probably pull the one off the drag van. It's the easiest to get to, and I don't have to jack it up or anything like that. And then we'll get one from the junkyard or somewhere and put it on the van, and we'll be good to go. Starter seems to be okay. Sorry. Starter seems to be okay. We checked it with some wire and on the brain, and boom, boom, boom. It engaged, disengaged. Everything kicked in good. So, don't know what was going on with it, but seemed to be working fine. So we'll put it back in. What do you think, Cal? It's been a hot second since you've been in here, huh? But yeah. It still looks like a bomb went off in it, though. Still messy. Yeah, check it all out. Check it out. Check it all out. Been living in the house life. Yeah, check that out. Check that box out. Probably came from China. Check it out. Okay, here's the plan. We're not going back with our scatter shield. We're going to do something else with that. What we got here is our LMR block, spacer plate, yada, yada, yada. There we go. So we're going to use that in a standard bell housing. So we'll go ahead and throw that on, then we'll put our flywheel on, and little impact, a little Loctite, and a little bit of a torque wrench. Have that sealed up. So let's get to it. We've got our dowel kit installed. Now we got some brake clean. We'll give it a good wipe down, and then we'll get our bolts and throw a little Loctite on them and bang them on. Flywheel's on, Loctited in place. Now we can wipe it down, put the clutch on it, and then we can stick the bell housing on, bolt starter up. Making progress. Also, while putting the clutch on, our little flex plate flywheel holder comes in handy, especially if you don't have a balancer that's got a hole where you do the old screwdriver through the hole trick, and so you can do it in a car. It is a little unwieldy having the headers on the car, but it still did the job. All right, guys, we've got our stock clutch bolted in. We put a little bit of Loctite on the pressure plate bolts. I normally kind of don't do that, but I just put just a dot on each one just for the heck of it. So There we go. Our used stock clutch is in. Should work perfect. It is the next day, and we are going to start it off. Technically, we already had an Eggo waffle. We are going to start it off, finish it off. Whatever we're going to do in the morning, it's going to have a mountain. You know the feeling. If you've had one of these, you know. All right. Okay, what the heck's going on? Number one, I got red shorts on. No one make fun of that. Number two, you're thinking to yourself, 50 Tussin, why is there a stock clutch up there? Okay, here's what's going on, guys. We pulled the A5 out. We pulled the QuickTime bell, all that stuff, and I was sitting there, and like anything, when I'm sitting there looking at stuff on the floor, I'm like, okay, well, wait a minute. Why do I really need to put the A5 back in this car? This car's really light, or pretty light. It doesn't make a ton of horsepower. It doesn't really need this transmission. I love the transmission, shifts great, everything like that. I don't know if I really need it in this car. So why don't we put a stock type clutch back in? I know people, stock clutch. Silver Car's got a stock clutch. Trojan's got a stock clutch. Brain's got a motorsport. I don't have anything with like a fancy clutch. Everything's stock or just like a motorsport. It's nothing fancy. So, and they all work fine. So we had a stock clutch that actually David had given us, and we had this Cobra Flywheel that we got in the Mustang trade that was already surfaced. So what I'm getting at is no cost. We've got the T5 that came out of Krusty that we fixed, had a broken shift fork, 3/4 shift fork was broke. We fixed that, and we were actually going to use it in the Dirty Pickle. But we're going to put it in this car, and we'll use the A5 in something else. We'll also use the bell housing, and we'll just use it in something else. We're not and the clutch. We're not, we're going to sell it. No, we're keeping it. We're just going to use it in a car that could actually use it, if that makes any sense. We can always put it back in this car if we want to. That's the beauty of having these different parts and stuff. I'm not committed to keeping it. I'm not like, I'm going to sell that. No, if I don't like this, I'll just put the A5 back in. I mean, it's work, but so anyway, we're putting a stock T5 in it, and it's a beautiful day. The weather is finally getting right. I'm telling you guys, you've heard me whine about it all summer long. It has been a brutal summer, at least to me. I know it gets hot everywhere, but man, it has just wore my tail out this year for some reason. The air's kind of crisp. What's up, Cal? Cal's out here, and we're gonna get this thing going, and hopefully everything, the clutch is working fine, everything's cool, and we'll have this car ready to roll again. So, all right, well, let me get to work. We'll see you guys in a few minutes. Oh man. All right, guys, we got the T5 stuck up in there. A quick note, when we put it in, we were probably about a 1/4 inch from getting it completely set in. And we got Teresa come out here. We knew what we needed. We needed the clutch disc to move just a hair. We got Teresa to come out here and push the clutch in, and it popped right up into the bell housing all the way. But it was probably about a 1/4 inch off. You don't ever want to use the bolts, put bolts in it and draw it up. You don't want to do that. It should always fit into the bell housing 100%. Don't do that. You're going to damage something, or could damage something. So, like I say, it took just a minute. She pushed the clutch pedal in, boom, it popped right up in there. We were good to go. So hey, Tussin's tips. All right, well, let me get started, bolted up, and a few other things, and we're making progress. Let's go to work. All right, guys, we've got it running. Okay, we got it running. We've got everything bolted up except for the mufflers. We have run it through the gears just a little bit. perfectly honestly, the clutch was super sticky when I first, but I just had to work it 4, 5, 6, 8 times, just working it, and then it just kind of freed up. But that's what happens when a used clutch has been sitting on the bench. The pressure plate gets a little, whatever. I've had that happen before, so. But we actually haven't driven it yet. We're fixing to go eat lunch. So when we get back, we'll put the mufflers on it, and we'll take it off the jack stands, and then we'll take it around and let the fluid get running through the transmission good and everything, and work the clutch a little bit before we, start trying to get whatever with it. So we just need to kind of work it in a little bit, make sure everything's gonna be all right. Because we have enough cars that we go to the track with, Super Secret, and Teresa's car, that give us fits with the transmission and or with the clutch setup. So we're hoping to avoid that, but we won't know until we actually drive it, and then we won't know until we take it to the track. So hopefully this is going to work out okay. If not, well, I guess we'll just put a new stock clutch in it and try it like that. But anyways, we did get it running. We put some fresh gas in it and everything, and we do need to run that some. But hey, it's farther along now than it was when it was just sitting here, so we'll see how it goes. And it needs a bath bad. So all right, we'll see you guys in the next clip in just like half a second. Okay guys, we've got it all put together. We got the mufflers on it, and we just drove it just around the block. I didn't film any of that in the car because I can't get on it. I can't do that in this car in our neighborhood. They would go crazy and call the police. So we're gonna wash it real quick, and then we'll maybe take it around out at the old test site that I use all the time, but it is a work day, so I mean we can just get on it a little bit, just to kind of see how the clutch is gonna do. Everything feels good though. I like the way the clutch is. I like where the pedal is and stuff. So far it feels pretty good. Transmission shifting fine. Of course, didn't get on it, just driving. Car is running great, so everything's looking pretty good. We just got to wash it and get some of these leaves and stuff out of it. We'll be ready to get Dragon's ready to come out of its lair. About to go to the track tonight. Maybe maybe do a little something. So let me wash it. See you guys in a minute. Okay, we're out on a little drive. Of course, there's traffic everywhere, but like I said, it's a work day. We might try and get one rip. Like I say, there's people everywhere. Well, that's going to wrap up the video. I know it didn't have a ton of action, but it did have a lot of cats, and so that's got to count for something. Everything seems okay. Again, we won't really know until we get to the track and try and power shift this thing. So, they're having some kind of event thing tonight, so I don't know how many passes we'll get, 4 or 5, maybe 6 or 7. Maybe we won't break anything. Maybe everything shifts okay and stuff like that. It's always hard to tell till you get it actually out to the track and get used to driving it. and stuff. So, you know, today's race day, so I got it running this morning and just drove it around, and so, you know, sometimes it takes a little bit to get used to it. But anyway, like I say, stock clutch, Krusty's old junkyard T5, and we'll see how it runs. So anyway, thanks for subscribing, thanks for commenting, thanks for watching. And until next time, on the Substandard Leader in Fox Body Videos, lover of POS Mustangs. This is not really a POS. 4Eyes, Lincolns, drag vans, 5.8s, convertibles, LTDs, and Foxes and Cats in all shapes and sizes. Right, Callie? Callie just came out here. So anyway, we'll see you guys later.